Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great day. Back for another Money Not Math conversation. And wow, what a day yesterday was. So I don't know if you watched the debate or not, but I'm actually here to talk about the Twins first, at least. So I'm a huge Twins fan. I'm basically a huge Minnesota fan, period, is when it comes to sports, hence the Joe Mauer jersey and the Twins hat. I'm going to relate it to financial planning, though. So the last 17 times the Twins tried to win the playoffs, they left me and so many other people absolutely disappointed. And it's a great reminder of two things. One, it's a great reminder for me to not put too much of my emotional life in the hands of something I can't control. So even though I'm a huge Twins fan, when the game's over, I move on. I'm much better at moving on. Whereas when I was younger, I definitely let a Vikings loss, Twins loss, or like a wild playoff loss affect the rest of my day or week. So two things come out of that from a financial planning standpoint. Yes, I am going to relate this to financial planning because this is money, not math, and that is my whole goal. First, what happens in the past does not dictate our future. All right. So even though the Twins have lost 17 straight playoff games, that does not mean they won't win today, and it doesn't mean they can't win in the future. It's the same thing with our financial plans. Just because you aren't where you want to be right now, just because you may have had tough financial situations happen in the past, it does not mean you cannot take positive financial steps towards improving your financial future. Now, you might not get to exactly where you want to be tomorrow, but you'll never get there if you don't start taking positive steps today. So, or, sooner rather than later, right? And I think that's really important for us all to remember because I know this has been a tough year for me with COVID. And so for so many of you, it affects us emotionally, it affects us mentally, and it definitely affects us financially. So with that in mind, it's really important to remember that we can't control what's happened in the past, but we can control what we do to affect the future. The second point within that is the emotional side. How comfortable are you allowing your emotions or your finances be affected by things you can't control? All right, so you have to ask yourself that. Are you comfortable allowing your entire financial future be controlled by things you cannot control? All right, so I'm speaking to the stock market, right? So we use the stock market with our team. It's a part of our planning. Absolutely, it's a part. But if your entire financial plan depends on you putting your money in your 401k and then hoping that the market does what it needs to do for you to have a successful retirement, are you comfortable knowing that you have very little, if not any, control over what those dollars do? Because the market, unless you have a lot more influence than I do, it kind of ebbs and flows with the economic policies, unexpected events like COVID, and world trade, politics, things like that. So that's a big question that if you aren't comfortable with that, it might be a good time to start building a plan outside of your group 401k or 403b or pension or whatever it might be. The second thing within that is, are you putting your money, if you are putting your money in your 401k, if that's your primary source of savings, are you putting it in your traditional 401k or your Roth 401k? 2 points on that. First, it's a common misconception that you have to put money in a traditional 401k in order to get the match. In most people's group plans, you can put your money in your Roth 401k and still get your match, which will go in your traditional 401k because the company's not going to pay taxes. They're going to defer them. Back to my question. If you are putting most of your money, primarily your primary way of savings is your traditional 401k, not only are you hoping the market does what it needs to do to provide you a successful retirement, but are you comfortable with the idea that you are deferring your taxes into retirement into a time that you have no control over what the tax rates are going to be? All right, going back to the election last night, it's pretty clear that one side, and I don't want to get into politics at all here, but if you want to leave feedback, reach out to me directly. From a business standpoint, I don't want to get into it, but from a tax perspective, this is a pretty big issue right now. It's being made a huge issue as far as who's paying what, who's taking advantage, who isn't. but also what are taxes going to look like in the future. So if you were as successful as we want to be and have a great retirement, are you comfortable with the idea that outside of who you vote for, you have no control over what your tax rate's going to be in retirement because Congress gets to set that, right? So obviously you can control how much you pull out, but we need to live. So if you're pulling all your money out of tax deferred accounts in retirement, that's all going to be taxes, taxable income. That's going to negatively affect your Social Security income taxes. It's going to negatively affect your Medicare costs, and it's going to negatively affect your cash flow if your tax rates are astronomically higher than they are right now. So all things to consider. Biggest point is the debate last night was a dumpster fire. Listening to both of them is unbearable. Talk. And the other biggest point is hopefully the Twins can finally win a game today. So hopefully today's Money Not Math conversation was a little bit lighter, but still brought you value. I truly mean everything that I said there as far as don't worry about what's happened in the past. Just try to do your best moving forward. And I hope everyone has a great day. Please do reach out if you have any questions or thoughts. And I always look forward to hearing from you and hope everyone has a great day. And I look forward to talking again soon. Bye.